So today I'm gonna be talking about Pragmata. You know, Pragmata I think it's made by Capcom. Very, very woke uh, gaming company, Capcom. They're so woke they make me uncomfortable. Like Street Fighter Five didn't have to be that woke. Street Fighter is a series with already a lot of diversity. Like adding more diversity to it, like bro, you're adding fire to fire. What is your point? Okay, well whatever. I, the controversy of this shit amazes me. It truly bewilders me. But whatever. As you can see, the main concern about this controversy has nothing to do with the game itself. The game itself was received very well. I've played the demo, and you could probably see it on the other side of the screen. Um, and the kid, you barely notice her. She's super super tiny on the screen. I would sometimes forget she was there if I'm not fighting. She's really small. But yeah, this is the main concern with it. And the main concern with the controversy is her design. There's not really anything particularly wrong with her design, uh, especially during the game. You know, your GPU and your settings will change how she looks, and there's a big variety in how she looks. She looks different even if you're using a different console. If you're on Switch, it's going to be different. If you're on Xbox, it's going to be different. If you're on PC, it's going to be different. If you're PlayStation, it's going to be different. I'm not really fond of characters. I'm not fond of Capcom. I have beef with Capcom. So this is going to be biased against Capcom. I advise you to not pay for it because it's a very short game. You can 100% this in 21 hours. That is extremely short. That is extremely short. That is not worth $60. $60 may be the new $40 because of inflation, but you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. I, I would say this: Pragmata looks like a great game to play with, with friends or with someone when you know. It's a good game if you just want to chill because it's not a very difficult game. It's a very it's a very amusing game. It's like watching a little. It's like watching a movie basically. Oh, this is Casey Tron. Uh, I forgot what it was called. Oh yeah, Shuan Head. Shuan Head basically said, "Oh, uh, look at Hassan. He doesn't really care about men as much as he cares about the Gazans or something." And Diesel Patches was like, "Yeah, that's a great point. Things that don't affect you, the Hassan cares about." But here's the problem: Hassan is both Turkish and American. This affects the Gaza situation affects him very close to him. It is extremely personal. So there's one, fallacy of that example, and you could say, does it directly affect him? Which is not true. It does affect him. Maybe not as brutally as the Gazas themselves. But here's the thing: there's a reason why the incel community has such a bad rep because there's a small portion of them very vocal who are just degenerates, and I think you would see that as true. And not all degenerates are incels. There's actually a majority of probably a majority of them are not. I would say like 20% of our incels, 80% or not incels, or I forgot what the number is. The biological clock. Incel propaganda. If Hassan really said that, that's just straight up wrong. Pragmatic is not incel propaganda, but there is a lot of weird things about Pragmata. Here's this. Weeb incel gamers LARPing, oh, I want to be a dad now because they're manipulative, creepy freaks, and I like the ooh little girl with model faces, especially the lollicons. Obviously, devs know the male gamers hate a realistic or ugly child because that's not what they're playing for. Yeah, I would say the girl is not really that uh that realistic looking. Like if you see this, she kind of looks like more like a cartoon. Yeah, even here, I don't know. To me, she looks more cartoonish than humanish. But then again, it could be an issue. Here, she looks very human. Uh, She does look human, but she looks dollish. She looks like a well, what's it called? A porcelain doll. She's designed like a porcelain doll. Okay. Projection. If you see a child, okay, first thing. Oh, I want to be that manipulatively creepy freaks. So this is specifically we've been so gamers LARPing. Okay, that's true. Manipulative creepy freaks. Okay, and like the ooh little girl with model face. Ooh little. Is she a ooh little girl? Ooh, no, I don't think she's a ooh little girl. I think she's just a cute child based for marketing purposes. But it was made by Japan. That's a big problem. Like if this was made by like I would say Poland, Britain, I wouldn't expect that this is the company's pandering to an audience of degenerates. But because this is Japan, and from what I've seen is a lot of developers they were parents, but you'd be surprised just how bad Japan is with sexualizing children or basically romanticizing children. I forgot what they said, but I remember when the big craze of My Hero Academia of that it was part of their culture to sexualize children, or it was their own right to do it. And then My Hero Academia there's a lot of children, and they do get sexualized. In fact, they amped it down because it was so sexualized. So I don't see anything wrong with the person here said on Twitter. That's just what happened. What you said. The only thing that you could say is this: the devs know the male gamers hate a realistic or ugly child because that's not what they're playing for. That's true. There is a halo effect, but to call out this with the male gamers, I don't really think as a male gamer myself, I don't really. The problem is there's just not that many realistic or unattractive, not unattractive, but like it looks like it's on purpose to make a beautiful character for a game. Maybe because it does better marketing. I don't know. Maybe the halo effect is real. The halo effect might be substantial enough that it affects the sales. But most sales are for men. But the sentiment is wrong. I wouldn't agree with it. Have I played a game where it's not? I mean, I don't want to be rude, but Bioshock, the girls are monsters, and the only one where they don't look as much as monsters is Bioshock Two. but the rest they look freakish. So and I don't care. I just I don't care. The and it's also that's very similar where they are almost like they're as big of as a mascot as they are as the big daddies. The big daddies are the giant submarine guys. What's another one? What's another one? I haven't played that many games. Damn. I'm thinking of all the games I played. There's not a lot of them with children. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. She was married with a child? What? I did not know that. Yeah, but what does that have to do with anything? Projection. If you see a child and your first thought is sexualization, you might have a problem. But the problem is that they're gonna get sexualized. If it's just it's putting the puzzle together. If you see children and images in Jeffrey Epstein's island, you're gonna think that they were sexualized and were abused. That's not out of the ordinary. Same with this, but this is all completely digital and is all completely on online. This I I see it, and we're gonna get into examples of it actually happening. So this thing that it's just a projection, no, it's just what was gonna happen. They predicted this because they've seen it before, and if you haven't seen it before, is because you haven't been chronically online. Most people are not as in tune to online debate because they're not idiots, they're not degenerates. I do it because I just love gossip. So I like Twitter just because I like seeing people have beef. But I don't know. I, I don't know why I like gossip so much. And this is part of me doing gossip right now. You know, I do it for the love of the game. Here's your friendly reminder. Okay, Casey Sharon used the word incel more times than creators say boring and got award. Her vocabulary is generally fighting for its life right now. Okay, I'm pretty sure incel is being used as more of as an insult. The urge to get married and have kids. Bruh. I mean, baby fever is 100% real, but it's normally when you hold a baby, or not when it's kids, you know? Maybe, some people get baby fever when they see kids, but I only seen, girls and women have baby fever after, little toddlers or babies. Is she a toddler? She looks, I don't know. I'm not that good with ages. She looks very, very small. She looks like less than 40 pounds. She's probably a toddler. Oh, here's the big one. Okay, okay. Reddit has removed a Pragmata subreddit for sexualizing robot child Diana. Everybody was here that they were being, delusional for thinking that Diana was going to be sexualized. But here's a clear example of it happening, you know. And we call it projection. Well, it's happening right now, and it happened in a Reddit, and they removed the Pragmata subreddit. And I've heard that Pragmata, the subreddit, got a safe for work version to dodge basically the NSFW content. I haven't seen the content or of it, I'm not really gonna find out. I don't even know if this is true, but I'll believe it. I'll take the word for it. A lot of people reported on it. I haven't seen someone debunk it yet. Do not share, encourage sharing involving minors and predator behavior involving minors. Yeah, this is the big problem. It's the inappropriate behavior that was going to come out of this game. Video I didn't know was the drama of the game. Morons see a child in a game and assume sick shits about her and then blame other people for the sick shit that popped into their own head. Idiots calling people pedos are only telling on themselves because why did their filthy minds even go in there in the first place? Pretty fucking disgusting. So I'm gonna go over why they went there, and the reason is they saw it before. They saw characters getting sexualized, getting used in the political front, children specifically, and they saw all of that before, and they assumed that was gonna happen again, and it did. And you're calling them morons for just being for what's it called, for bracing the impact that's gonna happen. Assuming sick shit about her. What is the sick shit about her? They're assuming that people are gonna do sick shit about her. And the sick shit didn't pop into their head. They just knew it was gonna happen because it happened before. The idiots calling people pedos are only telling themselves. Well, but here's the thing: pedos love Pragmata, and we're gonna get into that later with actual footage of pedos enjoying Pragmata. So that's basically debunked. I feel like people saying this game is cheese pizza, admitting they find her sexually attractive, because like there's literally nothing the game does to explicitly sexualize her. That's true. I didn't feel any. I didn't feel like they sexualized her. A good reference for this sexualizing children would be the movie Leon the Professional. Even though nothing sexual happened, it is very clear that they sexualize that character, especially in the apartment scene. And there's a cut footage of it, but haven't even seen that one. Hugh, is this a princess? Oh, this is another thing why I don't like this game. They're trying to sell you shit with her cuteness. I don't like it. Yeah, this is a costume that she makes, and that costume you could buy it digitally with the premium, I think. But no, no. I don't like this. I don't like to be guilt tripped by a game. Here's what I don't like about this game. This game obviously tries to use the cuteness as a marketing tool, and I don't like that. Just make a good game. The game seems pretty boring. It's just a worse Bioshock, but it's a beautiful. It's very beautiful. The game looks amazing. So if you have like a high end gaming PC, turn on path tracing and max everything out, and play this game because $60 or $80 won't be a lot to you if you can afford to to play this game with path tracing with max settings on because this game looks beautiful. Oh, here's a big difference. You know, this is the trailer and this is the demo. Obviously, there's a lot of differences. It could be, that the settings were different, the lighting was different. Um, her lips and her eyes are less red, but they're darker with her eyelashes. You could kind of see through her eyelashes in the trailer version. You could also see her eyebrows better. She also doesn't have that squint that she has in the demo. This may be just a difference between max settings. But yeah, it looks like they babyfied her more, but maybe it was just a design choice. Maybe they were playing around with her age, you know. They could have had different, what's it called? Different archetypes and prototypes. And this could be one. This is her being black-faced. This is posted on Twitter. Obviously, trying to prop, you know, Diana as a political force, politicizing the game. Because she's an Aryan, basically. She has blue eyes, blonde hair, and she's very, very white. She's probably whiter than white people due to the fact that she's an android. She is cute and funny. Oh, here's some, fucking what's it called? Some schizophrenic shit. Steam threat. Capcom is fixing birth rate. The threat went viral. No, it didn't. I didn't hear about it. Japan's birth rate was at 425-year low that year. This is retarded. 86 Metacritic, 97 Steam, 1 million copies in 2 days. 1 million copies in 2 days. Man, I don't like Capcom. Shut the fuck up. Capcom is woke, too woke even for me, and I'm a super leftist. I'm like alternative left. I'm so left. People ain't even have caught up yet. Game about a man and his robot toddler somehow became the most culturally chaotic release 2026. These guys are delusional. They don't even know what's going on. Pragmata fixes birth rates. Yeah, it's basically this. It's delusional. Oh yeah, here's her supporting trans rights. You know what's funny? Diana probably could be trans very easily. I predicted in the next game she would use her memories of Hugh, and she'll transform into Hugh, making her into a literal trans person, or transgender, literally, because she could actually be fully transgender instead of transitioning like here and we have it in real life. She could literally turn into a male if she wanted to. Pretty sure that's possible with her. Oh, that's a big difference. Look at her eyes. Yeah, they rounded up her face. Yep, I was right. Look at the nose, the bridge to the nose to the eyes, and look how much they sculpted it out. It's not as fine anymore. Besides the lighting changes, that doesn't really matter. They also made her eyes bigger because children's eyes are bigger because their eyes are the size of adults, but the rest of their face is not the size of an adult. So what size the size of their head I think is 60% the size of a adult. Humans have pretty big heads. I know this because I'm a human too. Oh, the demo. Hmm. I wonder if they rendered this on Blender. That'd be very interesting. Whoa! The fidelity. You see the texture down here below her chin. Not below. Not on her face. This big start difference here on her hand. It's much more colored. I think this is a real version. This is a Blender. Maybe not. Yeah, probably it is Blender. That explains a lot of the difference. Oh, here's a good reference. Here she looks very childlike. I don't even know. And here you could tell that the model makes a lot of difference on the gesturing of a character. But I think their gesturing is a little different. No, it's just I'm just confusing his ear as a finger. I think that one up there looks pretty funny. Yeah, here's thing on Twitter. Oh yeah, this is what it was saying that it was Pragmatic was going to be used by degenerates. I'd take any third world immigrant over any single one of fuck as weird who likes to draw little girls while talking about birth rates. Yeah, that is very weird. I will consider that inappropriate. Oh, this is a big news thing. They were fighting over this. Remember that jackass was part of the angry mob harassing the black cosplayer for dressing up as a free ran a couple of months ago. Yeah, didn't one of the free ran cosplayers kill themselves or something like that? I think they bullied one cosplayer to death, a black cosplayer. Remember? Okay, this was Severus. This motherfucker finds out English voice actor for Diana as a black woman starts having meltdown. Starts posting shit like this. Oh, it's so fucking hilarious. No, bro. Capcom is more woke than Netflix. Dude, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. If you're gonna stand Capcom as a right winger, be ready for their rival. Like fucking Conquest. They're like the liberal conquest of corporations, bro. They're successful, but they're extremely woke. And I'm pretty sure they're not woke because they're actually woke. They're woke because that is their market. Oh, this was horrible. The Krayana shit. I don't even know what the crying shit was about. I this is the first time I've even heard about this. The crying emoji. In fact, the first time I saw this, the emoji, I thought it was just an emoji to use as a what's it called? That emoji, what's it called? Basically to take the piss off, to be an asshole. I didn't think it meant anything. Apparently it does. I still don't know what it means, but it looks like it's a dog whistle. It's a position of video games. Chronically. Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure they know. I'm pretty sure they know. They're Japanese. Unless they're so woke that they kicked out all the pedophiles from their company, which would be extremely rare. In Japan? That's crazy. Japan doing that would be crazy. People, you're reaching the emo doesn't mean I think that it's just emo. There are no pedophilic ties. The pedophiles in the replies. Oh, yep, that's our emo. Thanks, Capcom, for being based and not listening to the woke crowd. Represent. No, I think just Pragmata is just not Pragmata. Capcom. Don't call don't call Pragmatic. Pragmatic. Call them Capcom, because that's what they are. What a cute and funny badge. Connie, hiatus. Extremely lame. Yeah, here's all the pedophiles reuniting. Oh, the lovers. No one with normal sensibilities could think of some fucking weird ass sexual kink in regards to this emote. But it's just so bizarre. Are you really gonna leave it up to coincidence? They haven't even apologized for this. Oh, and this here is the official comment section of Pragmata. It's just full with this shit. It's full. It's filled to the brim with this shit. They haven't even responded to it. They're obviously reading it. If the first thing that comes to your mind when seeing that badge is CP, then shit, I guess, or not the problem. You're the problem. No, it's not the fucking problem. If you know a fucking dog whistle, like what? This is like saying if you see a skull with two bones and a lightning badge, that you're a Nazi. No, no, no. I just know what a dog whistle looks like. I think people are overestimating how common knowledge it is that the crying. Yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea. But I'm willing to bet they know. You know, why are we giving the benefit of the doubt on a company who is very rich, who makes a lot of money, who makes a lot of money, especially on marketing, especially with this game? This game was specifically made for marketing. It was agreed that you're probably too online. But why did they just so happen to choose that? Yeah, I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt. Here's the official comment section of Pragmata. They really walk straight into proving the exact number. Nah, this is peak advertisement. You see, they're getting it. Wow, based, lol. They okay. People were fighting for their lives to prove Pragmata wasn't catering to the pedophiles just for the devs to go and make a Twitch badge of their child character, referencing a pedophilic meme. I truly hope the sales for Pragmata goes down for this shit. You should try to boycott all Capcom shit. I'm pretty sure they're making Resident Evil. They're making Pragmata. They're making you know, their Street Fighter. It's tough being a Capcom hater and playing Street Fighter, bro. I'm not representing well with this. Ain't no way, bro, low. Here's the thing you gotta understand. The the big American stranglehold that it has over Japan is pretty fucking insane. Like we don't change their culture that much, but when it comes to what appears on TV, the U.S. has a lot of say in what it is. I remember even back in like old 1997 in Darkstalkers. Darkstalkers came out in 2001 or 2002, and the Americans were telling what the design should look like and what their names is, and when they were throwing things in the bins for the Darkstalker series. They had that much influence back then. Probably now it's even worse. I love Capcom. Don't give a fuck about weird Western on the internet. Thank you, Capcom. Keep on going. Don't lose your way. these guys are these guys are the goy. They're the goy. Don't even try to argue with them. They just don't know what's happening. Bruh. The Gura Gura people. I will buy your game based. This is the official comment section, by the way, of our Pragmata tweet. No way. They haven't responded. They know. Why did you do this? The pedophiles coming out of the woodworks. Thank you for the badge. I will wear it proudly. Should probably delete this before pedophile anime fans become your main player base. It's just you can't stop the goy from consuming. I played the demo. The demo was fun, but the game is not exciting. It's just a worse Bioshock. The dog whistle is so loud. Surely the devs know, yeah, they must either be criminally ignorant or they're pedos. This is the official comment section, by the way. Just purchased the deluxe edition at full price. Okay. Oh yeah. He pre-ordered it, and now he bought the deluxe edition. The dog whistle was so loud, surely the depths. And he, people are still gonna complain about the shit. The people who are saying these guys are pedophiles, the people who are saying that these guys are pedophiles are the real pedophiles. How do you make sense of this? This is a lose-lose situation. Then what's the what's the point of calling this out? You're just gonna be called a pedophile. Playing and watching our game will you lowly lover badge. See that with the pride. I say that as a fact, bruh. It looks very similar to the ones they're posting. It is very bizarre. Even with the eyebrow the eyebrow indentation, it looks very similar. Is there even a scene in the game where she cries? Does anyone even mention that? I don't even think she cries. Maybe in the ending. It's incredibly sus from all the emotes you have given Diana. Give her one famous for specific comments. Yes, that's true. You could have gave her the happy emote. Holy shit. That's so true. They're your new spiritual liege. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you call these guys pedophiles, you're the real pedophile. That's what the right wing Twitter is saying. You call these guys pedophiles, you're a pedophile. Why are you calling them out? It's unbelievable. It's how stupid can be, you know. Stupid does what stupid does. It's incredibly sus from all the emotes you could have given there and we give it to famous. 5 times card points. He's using Steam points. How the fuck did he do that? He played in using PlayStation. How's he doing that? What's the credit card? What's the credit card for getting 5 times card points? What? Give me that credit card ASAP, bro. I don't know how you're surprised. They literally made a child NPC with no pants. First of all, she has pants, I think. Or maybe shorts. I don't remember. But she definitely has no shoes. Pretty sure she has pants. We know what you're doing. Yes, she does. I think I think she was wearing black. I don't know. You can't see her. You can't see, the bottom section of her body in the game. There's no way of doing it. You can only see, I think, below the knee, and that's it. We know what you're doing. That's why I bought the deluxe edition. And I know this because they posted someone posted. I think it was he posted that saying, Pragmata is censored, and it's her with shorts on, and I think I'm gonna get into that photo just about right now. I think this is more of the shit. I don't know how you're surprised. Literally made a channel NPC with no pants. Like in the game, uh, I played the whole game. I don't think you see any of her. No. Nope. Pretty sure you can't. I just paid for a sub to get it. It would change. Only, I don't even know how they did it, but someone was able to take a photo of of underneath her. But I don't even know how. Maybe if you die, but I never died in the game, so I never saw that. Yeah, because it looks like she's trying to get up on your body. And I would only think that happens when you die, no? I just paid for a sub to get it. If you change the badge because of some idiots complaining I'm suing your ass under European law, this probably sold another millions of copies. Probably true. Anyone that thinking this is Peter Bait is either retard or hard projecting. Yo, these guys are coping so badly, bro. What? This badge is a reference to about enjoying cartoon porn. Yes, I'll buy the deluxe edition of the Dad Simulator for full price this instant. No apology will be accepted. Peter Scum, they know the audience. Okay, holy shit, there was more than I thought. Bebo's Chromatic Stream. I don't even know what the fuck it is. I need everyone in development to die. Yeah. Not development. Don't put it in development. Put it in the marketing. Marketing definitely new. Oh, who is this guy? Sapphire Aegis. A chibi reviews enjoyer. You're the top 2% of viewers. Isn't that surprising? A chibi reviewers fans. There. Holy shit, how much of it is it? Yeah, that community definitely heard the dog whistle. Whole bunch of weirdos. Support a streamer, get the credits. Okay? Come on. I don't want to keep on doing this. Dog, what did they vet this beam? I don't know about this. Oh, the Steam tags of the games are cute funny. But that could be, considered kawaii in Japanese. So it'd be kawaii and then what's the what's the term for funny? Funny. Is the game oh I guess the game is kind of funny. But they can't be this stupid. What is even the thought process here? Started watching Spy X Family out of curiosity to episode. I love Spy X Family, and I'm gonna get into it. Why it's just definitely not right wing propaganda, bro. Like you are so delusional if you think that's right wing propaganda. I didn't like the first two seasons of Spy X Family, but I really liked the third one, and I think the fourth one that came out. And I'm all the way caught up into the manga where they went to the haunted house thing. That was cool. We met Anya's mom. That was cool. Also, the backstory of that. Oh yeah, a good thing to mention up is that people don't sexualize or use. Actually, do they use Anya's propaganda? No, they don't, because Anya's pink haired. She's not blonde hair. But if she was blonde hair, I think we will have the same problems. Look, this is what I'm saying. This is a problem. 20 hours to 100% the fucking game, bro. This is not one run. This is several runs to get every ending. This is insane how short this game is. They want to pay us $60. And the reason why this game is so fucking short is look, this is the entire team. Or at least they said it. This is the entire fucking team. Holy shit. There's nobody here. Dude. How did they expected to make a game in 3 years? They're delusional. No wonder it took 6 years. What was I think 2 years. They gave it them 2 years. Absolutely delusional. I'm saying this is why it's not a good use of money. I think that's why they made the DLC. The DLC is just there to make you think that the game is not as small as you think it is. And BioShock is very short, but to 100% it, that takes a while. To 100% BioShock, it takes more than 20 hours. That's for sure. Actually, maybe not. If I remember, I finished Bioshock 1 pretty quickly. I think I finished Bioshock 2 pretty quickly. I didn't 100% Bioshock Infinite, but I finished the game. But Bioshock Infinite is confusing. I, yeah, the game is very cute. She's very cute, but I don't really care. Here's a reference to Japanese media. Oh, a good thing to mention with this is that in this costume, she has shoes on. So that excuse of, she couldn't be designed without her shoes, it obviously doesn't matter. It could have been as simple as saying, oh, well, she just didn't have shoes at the time, and that would have been it. Deanna guessing where is Hugh from is so adorable. She is she is adorable, but that doesn't justify playing this game. As I said, the only way to I would enjoy this game because this game's gameplay, I didn't have fun. I really didn't. I didn't really have fun playing this game. It, to me, feels very repetitive, very boring. If it's a psyop, it's an altruistic one. Our generation is having more kids. I just don't get it. How would seeing a cute kid would make you want to have children? The only way I get baby fever, me, is if I see a baby. That's about it. Because when they start growing up, even in this age, you have a lot of responsibilities and things to teach that kid. That just seems stressful, especially in Japan, where it's made science would be read. I already have an almost 5-year-old. Sure, to get kids. Who the fuck is they? This the secret society of infinites. Yeah, they think having children is weird or strange. They're having less kids now, but that doesn't mean they're strange. I refused. Said that Kojima had no legs in this. What? Now we'll wait for the bond that turns Hugh and CJ Dan as this big smoke. Kojami technology strikes in. Their energy pockets on the Kratos foot I could charge when I walk on them. Yet there she doesn't say she needs her feet to be exposed. It's just if she walks on them. And here's the thing: if they're magnetic, energy pockets, the main connection. Okay, let's just say they're wireless. They're wireless. They're magnetic. You wouldn't need. You would just need things that don't interfere with the charging. That could be an excuse to have specialized shoes and stuff like that. He said a statement so Japanese that it's turned into electricity. G O I am D10363667. 6'7". Oh my god. She's literally 6'7". 6'6"? What was it trying to say? A state of the art pragmatic creator here at the Credo. Pragmata is bringing the worst types of people. Oh yeah, here's another person complaining that saying that Pragmata was going to be problematic, which it is right now. I agree she did a good job, but she's black. Oh, here it is. The guy that we're talking about. You can't see her fuck. Here's the thing. I noticed she was black right away. I don't know if that says anything about me, but I knew she was black. It's called voice acting. You could be a free tree for all I care. These people are not gamers. They're tourists and it shows. Yeah, they're trying to act like anybody's a real fan of Pragmata while they haven't even played the game. Obviously, the marketing worked. People love it just because it exists, not even if they played it or not. Oh, you seen us too? This is the only time where you're selected. Fucking a little bit of side effects to try and pose hilarious. They are not different when you boil them down to the once and out it, they want to see the little children really grow. What? Who? What? Okay, that's true. Remember, no, unless I remember doing I agree she did a good job of Black. Yeah, this is retarded. But who's saying they want to see the kid in revealing clothing? I think they're arguing for the complete opposite. But yeah, you have to understand when you're seeing Pragmata, it's not just somebody's art, it's a whole company's art. And a lot of, direction went towards it and finalizing the end game model of, the 3D model of her and the 3D texturing of her. So a lot of things are intentional. Yeah, they just hate black people. They hate other races. I think this is a lot of uh, celebration of white supremacy. Exactly. A lot of these people are getting exposed. Yep, I agree. What? Yeah, sticking to the lefties. I was literally just talking about this. Yeah, I knew she was black. I could tell. Whenever Diana speaks, it's a black woman talking. She doesn't really sound like a child. Children sound different. There could be one black actress for a million white ones. It was still called a DEI. They do. Oh, here's another example of, people of other races voicing characters. No, she does not sound like an actual kid. I knew she was a woman because she has that raspy voice that I don't think children have. I don't think children have raspy voices. Grifter's racist finding out Diana's VA was voiced by a black woman. They find out the little girl was their way too interested. Yeah, that's a big problem. Here's the thing: we knew that they were going to be interested in this girl for whatever reason, myriad of reasons. We just pre-moved everything. They're way too interested in a voice is voiced by a black woman, and now they're mad. Yeah, they're really mad for some reason. The psychosis surrounding Pragmata, woman who played games, the woman who wanted to have them, the one who didn't. That's so true. But women seem to receive Pragmata much better, at least more emotionally than men. But that's probably normal. I don't really care about her cuteness because I know she's a marketing tool. She's there to steal my fucking money. It's a trap. Just as Avatar the Last Vendor. And I said I'll only play Pragmata if I have to play with somebody else, or at least with an audience, because then it'll be kind of less boring. The game is short. That helps it. Like if you want to play with somebody, this would be a good game. Or at least I think so. Because I couldn't enjoy this game if I was alone. Because I didn't. I played the demo and I didn't have fun. It's just how it is. Actually, this is a good thing. Last of the should have been brought back to the voice their iconic characters. Did they really do that? I guess they did. This voicing people by their race, I guess that's considered live contemporary art or something like that. Grace Saif. Saif. Uh oh. Is that what I think it is? Yeah, they don't really care about merit. Here she is. She's obviously wearing shoes. The gun. They definitely know they're okay. Oh, here's another example. There's been a lot of kids in games before, especially The Walking Dead, and never has been the main, debate be about the child themselves. But then again, the internet was quite younger back then than it is now. And same with other series with children. And right wingers don't talk about these games at all. Probably because the character is black. That's literally it. If no, Walking Dead will probably be trending every day. Is this an oh here here's the thing. I think this is a downloaded photo, but I think this is AI generated. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Maybe not. Here's the guy that got banned. I think. Yeah, you could kind of tell what this person is about. With far more accurate casting. It's just lame. I don't even know what this is. Is this Freerin? Pragmata. Um, yeah, she looks just like a kid, like a toddler. Here is eight, a more, I think, more advanced version of Diana, and she does look cute here. But then again, I think this path tracing off. Path tracing changes a lot of aspects of the details because the shadows and details. This is one of the photos that they mentioned that they said it was inappropriate. And I think this does look inappropriate. But then again, this is a quick scene. And I think you have to what's called screenshot it to even get this. But yeah, this was brought up to show that Diana is being inappropriately sexualized. I just don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I haven't played the game, so I wouldn't know. But I kind of don't want to because it's a waste of money, and I don't really care. Maybe if I have to make another video, I'll buy it just to play it, or just to review it. But damn, playing 20 hours? Fuck. It's gonna take a while, bro. And I said it was short. It is a short game, but it's not short when it comes to making a video out of it. No, that's not what they're saying. You killed the man, not the idea. Crying out. Oh, here's the gropers. Yeah, totally not pedophile gropers. Totally not pedophile gropers. Funny how you only have fertility for a child with a model. Make her look like a natural kid with missing teeth. She doesn't have missing teeth? Actually, I did not notice that. This game openly carries yeah, the line is over. She's supposed to be a cartoon. This is a good example, but obviously, I think the looking back as the trailer, it could be that they were fooling around of how young Diana was supposed to be. You know, the the game was announced in 2020, and it's now 2026. There could have been a lot of changes. Here's a good example of just how small Diana really is. Diana is super small, and Diana is smaller in the game. She looks very small. You could barely see her. Here's a cute gif. Oh yeah, most of the Pragmata shit was very wholesome on YouTube, but on Twitter, shit was weird. Yeah, shit may. This is definitely me right now. Summary of the left's current conflict with Pragmata. Progressives can't see minors without getting turned on. So they try to accuse others of pedophilia so they don't get accused themselves. Clever trick. And aren't they doing it? Aren't they doing it right now? They're saying Bronx get turned on, aka they're pedophiles. They're accusing someone of pedophiles. You could use this conject not conject. You could use this fallacy on you. Like, what are you doing differently? You know, this is the design choice of 8. And yeah, why couldn't Diana, wear what she's wearing right now? She still needs her feet to charge, yes, but she's wearing leggings or whatever it's called. Oh, here's some weird shit that I found. This is a what's it called? A toy figurine of Diana saying "Don't touch me, 2026. Don't touch my figurines." And you could tell this is clearly inappropriate for this, but it's probably not inappropriate for the Japanese, and it's selling, so they know their market. If this is official marketing from the Japanese, because the Japanese take legal action very seriously, so this is probably official. Probably, I don't know. I don't know how it works, but this is a good example of Pragmata being complicit in this. This is same. The post woke era. Yeah, I don't know about that. You are literally talking about Capcom. Thank you so much, Capcom. And it's just Coomer, Jeffrey Epstein. Yep, I agree. Jeffrey Epstein probably is playing on a Switch after his Steam accounts got doxxed. He can't play on Steam no more. No, he can't play on Steam no more. He can't play Fortnite no more. They caught his ass. Dad Simulator. Yeah, no one complained how Ella looks. I'm telling you, the main problem is that she's blue eyes, blonde hair. If she had black hair, I'm pretty sure there would be no controversies. At least right now, when I'm becoming a Republican, Ellen Dershowitz. I have no personality, am I, Larp? This is Bioshock 2, my favorite game, at least in the Bioshock series. That literally sent nukes to you. Yeah, these guys are fucking insane. Pragmata. Yeah, another weird thing. But that's how else was she supposed to look there? Oh, quiet on the frontal lobe, re-engine. Yeah, this is Japanese culture in a nutshell. Oh, this is spoilers, I think. This is more close up of her face. She looks more kid now. She looks more like a kid than she did in the trailer. She looks a bit young, older, maybe like 2 years older or three. I don't know. She had different face structure. She has more of a baby face. Movie game Japan. Yeah, that's the thing. Why weren't the right wingers going about God of War or The Walking Dead or Bioshock? They just don't care. He's another black actor playing, a different race. Same with this one. They should have kept his old VA. I don't understand why they changed their voice actor, bro. He was so iconic. Here's the photo that I was talking about. Here's what I saw. I mentioned that, like, oh, you can't see up her skirt or whatever up her jacket in the game, and I'm pretty sure you can't because I was doing a 360. I was looking up at the sky in the giant elevator, and I didn't see anything. So the only way you get to see these images if you're really looking for it, and I think the only way that this happens is during because it looks like she's trying to get up onto him, and the only way I could see that would be if you die, which I didn't die in the game. I beat the demo without dying, very lazily. You see, even the creators know that it could be considered inappropriately or can be potentially inappropriately, which is another thing that's important for them to consider. And they're calling leftists, alarmists for doing that the company is doing. If the company is taking precautions because they know that there's degenerates there that will try to sexualize Diana, and the right wings are basically calling the left is delusional for for seeing that beforehand before it gets to here. Here's another one. My 5-year-old niece had a meltdown in a packed restaurant over her macaroni and cheese being the wrong color. A stylized doll version of the perfect child in the video game isn't going to change my mind. I wanted kids. Yeah, she does look like a doll. That's a big thing. She looks like a porcelain doll. She doesn't look. She looks less human. If that. Same with her sister. Her sister looks like a doll. She doesn't look human. She looks well. Some okay. I'm gonna say this. Some people look like dolls, and I know this because I once I went to the zoo and I saw a child, and she looked exactly like a porcelain doll. She was like she was super super tiny. I was with my pretty sure I was with a friend, with a family's friend and their kids, and we went to this little playground section of the zoo. And you can see a little cute thing. She was wearing a little porcelain dress thing, and she was Amish, and she looked exactly like a doll. She looked like a toy. So some people do look like Diana or stuff like that. Even if this the face is uncommon, some people still look like her. If this one makes you have kids, you shouldn't have kids. I agree. This is stupid theory according to a fan theory. Capcom's yeah, it's retarded. Anti-natalist propaganda. That just has to be retarded. At no point in history. Anti-natalist propaganda is when prices are too high. I don't think anything. You think if people had money, they would have less children? Probably, yeah. But the costs are going up. I think the cost. Lollicones. How we feel about her. Lewd. There you see. They're calling us delusional for saying that Diana will be sexualized. What the fuck? Where am I? Nobody is mad about these things. We just think it's weird how y'all keep acting like seeing a little blonde tongue. That's so true. That's so true. Yes, they keep fetishizing her as a fantasy of a daughter. Seeing a little blonde toddler in a video game is revolutionary. That's so true. Why do they give a fuck? Why do they care? The little blonde toddler is in a video game. Oh, this is so retarded. Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, and Pragmata. First of all, Pragmata isn't the girl literally an independent woman or something? Not an independent woman, but you get it. She's independent. She can live by herself. She did. I'm pretty sure. Stellar Blade. She's a power girl. What's it called? What's it called when a woman is strong and independent? I think it's called a power girl or something like that. She is a power girl. Pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade is definitely a power girl. But you could do it yourself, girl. Definitely. Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong controversy was that there was no women in the game, and that was it. It was just a small scuffle. Black Myth Wukong. You sure? Black Myth Wukong. I'm trying to figure out any other nitpicks that Black Myth Wukong had because I like Wukong because Wukong is about Wukong is about Wukong, the strongest character probably ever. Expedition 33. I don't know anything about Expedition 33. Nobody on the left hated Expedition 33. Yeah, Roxel is just an idiot. He's an idiot larper. Not an idiot, maybe just stupid. Like, how does your brain come up with these scenarios in your head? Hard reset, factory setting. Hard reset. Oh, that's such a degenerate language. Something, something, mill, something, something, loneliness, something. Yep. Anti-worker praise being good alert. Okay. Oh, yeah, Moist Critical talked about it. It's a Gundam, yo. It's a Gundam straight up read like 3 tweets and made a video about it. This guy's slow and old now. This is like joining the army because you like Call of Duty. Yep, I agree. Yeah, okay, okay. Anti-nailist propaganda. Yeah, you have breeding fetishes. Yeah, it's definitely weird. It's definitely weird seeing a kid in a game and thinking about breeding fetishes. It's so funny watching you guys go 180. It's just okay. Okay. Oh yeah, this is another retardations. They say they hate this. No, they just think they don't like the character. Not the character, but their appearance. They think it's gonna cause a lot of problems. They hate the fan base before it even existed. That's what they're trying to say. They hate people who play this. They hate people who made this. And honestly, it's hard to disagree with them. Like, why wouldn't you hate them? It's made by Capcom. Capcom is quite strange. But I would say Capcom has a good streak of not sexualizing any of their characters, except the women. They do sexualize them, but children, I never even heard of it. They're not like what's it called? They're not like My Hero Academia or anime studios where it's rampant. If you see any problem or something, more jam, the problem is you. The game is totally innocent. I agree. Nothing absurd happens. The problem is you. Good night. Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact of how people are gonna react to it. We know the leftists knew that Pragmata was gonna be a cesspool of their fan base. They were correct. Look, Tecton's enjoying it. Pragmata should be game of the year. Oh, the programming feminists who want to have children again. This guy is so dumb. I can't believe people launch him. People read his tweets. For those who follow this part of the game. There's a little girl in an android. She an android? Thought she was a robot. Pretty much the same thing, though. Among many people, particularly women and health advice, that the world is healing. People are so delusional. They think the internet is real. They think the internet is real. The whole programmatic debate has been a great case study for real. You see the ones who were, what? You gotta be so dumb, man. The ones who are drained sickos looking to destroy every bit of humanity has. They think the internet is real, bruv. Best combat systems I've ever played. You haven't played Bioshock, buddy. As a grandfather to grow, I see nothing wrong with it. Yes, that is true. There is nothing wrong with the game. Well, maybe some that is weird, like her not having shoes or shit like that. I see nothing wrong with this. But even that's not necessarily a problem. The problem is that it's the the Capcom, the Japanese studio made it. I feel like if a British company made it, if a Canadian company made it, I wouldn't have a problem with any of this because I wouldn't think that they're what's it called? They're appealing to a pedophilic base, but because it's Japan, and Japan has done it before, that's the big problem. Japan has appealed to pedophiles before, especially in their marketing. I just I I can't have the confidence of thinking that that this isn't that the Japanese didn't market her to a perverted audience. There's an android named Diana that looks like a 7-year-old gets shut down. 7-year old. She looks younger, bro. She looks like 5 or 4. Gets shut down for sharing explicit content online. A total predator death. Huge. Yeah, I think you could bond with a character, but I don't think I could bond to a video game character. What's the last time I felt very strongly about a video game character? Hmm, maybe I don't know. I never felt that strong about video game characters. I just know it's fiction and that's it. It's not real. It's like watching a movie and getting attached. It's not nuanced, but rather it's a blatant pedophile cater to male gooner gamers. Yeah, I agree. It looks blatant, but I can't be confident with either. The jewel drive like it's the last bit of nicotine of the jewel pod. Oh yeah, this guy's fucking complaining that it's censored. As you can tell, the discourse for Pragmata is really, really fucking weird. It's fucking pedophilic in nature. The amount of, attention they have to the girl and not the game disturbs me. Okay, that's true. But that's because it's Twitter. I mean, it's Reddit. How many people are what's the split of the political in Twitter here for the pragmata things, the problematic things in the lolly community? What's the split there? How many think they're right wingers or left wingers? I actually want to know. Oh, here's a big thing. So in their promotion, they put a porn star. They put a transsexual porn star as the one that's going to launch the promotion for Pragmata and for Resident Evil. You know, this adds more to the contest of the pedo modes. It looks like it's intentional. I wouldn't be surprised. Capcom directly negotiates with banks, with like huge banks for ECG loans, and ECG loans are everything that they think DEI is. Everything that DEI was like gaslit to be, that's ECG, and ECG really does that. They Capcom funds a lot of their stuff with ECG loans. A big example would be, Street Fighter Five, Street Fighter Six, and I think they did it with Pragmata as well. It could be even possible that the black voice actor was, contracted due to ECG because ECG gives out promotions like that. Yep, it's true. Oh, Capcom didn't make Diana Japanese because they have Here's the thing: some people just look like that. Some people just look Diana. You can't just use their appearance to debunk the narrative. Yeah, Ely looks much more realistic than Diana. Diana Japanese because they have respect. They have to respect their own little girls, their own girls. Yeah, that's true. That's possible. It's but then again, Japanese they love Americanized shit, and I think one of the Americanized is blue eyes, blonde hair. Here's the director of the sick person pushed for jail to have less sexual. No, yeah, this is just retardation. If you care to read this, read this. 71 points says Pragmata. Here's the thing: even if it's short, the gameplay is not fun. It's just not fun. I don't find it fun. It just seems annoying. Releasing 2022. Oh, well, well, well. No. What the fuck? Yeah, this beautiful. Adopt her. Adopt her? I don't know. Can you even adopt her? I mean, you could be her guardian, and that's what you are in the game. But to adopt her as a parent? I don't know. I don't think you could have a parental relationship with Diana. I think the only relationship you have is you being its guardian and that sentimental bond. But I don't think you can ever convince that you are her dad. Oh, maybe the concept of her dad will be flexible enough for that to happen. I don't know. Yeah, that could I could see it. You could definitely adopt her. She's a just tender companion. Yep. Uh oh. Capcom? You don't want to see that, bro. After what Capcom did with Alex, bro, prepare for the worst. Prepare for the worst. Prepare for the worst. I know there are bad people, but I don't understand why so much emphasis because she's so sweet. Yep, that's true, but the problem is how people react to her and the fixation they have with her. There's a lot of cute little details in the show. Reminds me of Ratchet and Clank and Jackson Dexter. Yeah, whatever. Are we done yet? You just heckin' fishing, you anti-ack. Marathon gets a flop for doing these now you're to do shit. Fuck them. I've never even heard of marathon. What? Oh, on Steam. I thought on Switch. It launched on Steam too. Yeah, for a brand new release, it's pretty impressive. I mean, they don't mention parenting, at least in the demo. Death Stranding is about parenting, and I don't think Pragmata is about parenting at all. And the biggest lonely heater there is, and I don't see anything wrong with parenting to that. Yeah, but you gotta take in mind that it's made by the Japanese, so you gotta take everything very detailed for any dunk whistles that you might miss. For those who don't follow this part of the internet gaming, the game formatting, where they go, whatever. Is it over yet? Game is heavily coated with Greek or Roman, by the way. What? It's probably delusional. A lot of it is wholesome. Some of them are not. You're delusional, rock solid. Pragmata is an OP to convince people to be parents. This is delusional. Space Dad. Uh, whatever. Kang and me probably hasn't even seen the demo of this game. We've been played it. Does she look less kid like? That's true. I feel more paternal instinct on the right than on the left. I don't know if that means anything. I feel like the one on the right can't take care of itself, and the one on the left can have some independence. A delusion. B Paramedic claims game is for pedos immediately disproves own claim by admitting the character does not look like childlike. Yeah, I don't think this is the own you think it is. But once again, people's faces are very diverse, especially with an Android. The one on the left looks more serious. Serious face, which is usually normal for movies. They usually cast children with serious faces. You should play with serious faces. It's the same thing what they did with Tekken. The Tekken, they to make it less more look more serious, to make a serious face blaster or whatever. I can't tell if the OP is trying to dig on Promata here. I don't know. Oh, here's the thing. I've never given much thought of romantic Pragmata because I'm heterosexual male. What are happening to the game and the issue? God for me, let's do but no, we've always had parental at least definitely adults with a child stories. We have The Last of Us, we have The Walking Dead. Diana does look like she was designed for nonsense. Her facial features are more womanly and girly, and it looks like she's wearing makeup and lip gloss. Yeah, she does have toning around her eyes or something. She had it in the what's it called? The trailer. She had a red underneath her eyes. She had it also in her eyebrows, I think. There's also some disturbing imagery. Yeah, this imagery is disturbing. These are the two images that happened. And once again, this could have been completely avoided. But it's just so difficult with these things because everything is allegedly. I swear I don't understand what's going on with Diana from Pragmata. And it gives me the feeling that many times we see or create ghosts where they are Andy. Yeah, that's true. I didn't feel anything that she was sexualized in the demo, but I haven't played the actual game. And just like Leon the Professional, there could be some things that just didn't see. There could be content that's weird. I think overall the game is pretty wholesome. Even if this looks weird, this is literally just 1 second. So this shouldn't be a big deal. I see the scene and it seems adorable to me. I'm not capable of seeing such a or anything or else. It makes me want to hug her super tight. I agree. And I think we're gonna wrap it up with this photo. I think the game is very wholesome, but I at the same time I think the game is very corporate. When I say very corporate, I'm meaning it's it's basically trying to maximize the marketing of this game. Like you could tell they did a lot of work with Pragmata's marketing team. You can tell. But yeah, overall, I think this is very wholesome. I don't think she's sexualized in the game, and even the one where it's inappropriate imagery. It's only for 1 second, so I don't think it's a big deal. I do find it strange that people are fixated on Diana in specific. Uh, the criticisms for her design are legit. Obviously, by the reaction, you see it that it did cater to those communities, and we should try to avoid that. But should we sacrifice a design because pedophiles might abuse it? I don't know. I don't know. This is a very difficult situation because it shouldn't matter what she looks like, but at the same time, you don't want to see whatever happened on Twitter that day. So I don't know. They probably should have gave her shoes, but even then, that's not a really big deal. I don't know. I would play the game with a friend, but I wouldn't play it alone. This game looks pretty boring. Oh yeah, in the game, I don't really care about her talking. I just skip the dialogue. Pretty sure it was boring, but the gameplay was the most boring part of it. I didn't even pay attention to Diana with the demo. I merely played the game. I was too caught up in what to do. There's a lot going on in the game. That's it. Yeah. So in short, there's nothing really wrong with the game, besides the fact that it was made by Capcom and it was made by the Japanese. But what they left in the game is definitely not sexualized. Not in the slightest. It's not like Leon the Professional or Matilda or whatever the name is, the girl in from Leon the Professional, where there's obviously they obviously wrote in sexual tension between Leon and the girl, despite the fact that she was literally 12 years old at the filming of it. And in the behind the scenes, there's more going on. There was apparently supposed to be a sex scene and a kissing scene, but it didn't really go well with audience. It was never filmed, of course. The actor for Leon protested, which was very right of him. But yeah, I don't think this is sexualized at all. Uh, and I don't really think her appearance matters that much because she's always so far away that you can't even see her most of the time. So most of the features just blurry out. She just becomes a silhouette. She's just a companion. she's a she, she's just a backling. She's a Fortnite backling. Backling. That's about it. Yeah, Pragmata definitely was pragmatic on Twitter. Problematic on Twitter. Pragmatic on Twitter, bruh.